now move over to the vetting of the Attorney General, and the nominee for the office of the Attorney General, Dorcas Agik Oduor, has promised to introduce a policy and legal framework to guide the concept of proper public participation within the first 100 days of her approval. According to Oduor, several bills, including those from the executive, have been declared unconstitutional on grounds of lack of proper public participation, yet this still remains a grey area. While appearing for her vetting before the Committee on Appointments, Oduor pledged to improve the quality of legislation emanating from the executive. This as Beatrice Asuko Moe defended her suitability to protect and advance the interests of Kenya in the East African region. Safina Cheng reports.
Dorcas Agik Oduor.
The nominee for the office of the Attorney General, Dorcas Agik Oduor, had her chance before the Moses Wetangula-led Committee on Appointments to defend her suitability to become the principal legal advisor of the executive. Her vetting coming at a time when the office of the Attorney General has been under fire over claims of failure to issue solid legal advice to the executive, resulting in several bad laws which were declared unconstitutional by the courts. Oduor pledging to save the government this form of embarrassment.
I would make sure that as the Attorney General, I advise that wherever we come up with a bill, it meets the constitutional requirements as provided.
When tasked to shed light on the grey areas on the concept of public participation, which has led to the downfall of many bills, including those from the executive, if approved, Oduor promised to initiate a policy and legal framework to guide public participation within her first 100 days in office.
I think there is a need for a policy to give guideline or regulation on what public participation is.
Prior to her nomination, Oduor, a seasoned legal professional, served as the Secretary of the Public Prosecutions. If appointed, Oduor will make history as Kenya's first female Attorney General.
Welcome to this Committee of Parliament.
Another first will be for Beatrice Asuko Moe, who, if approved for the East African Community Affairs and ASAL's docket, will be the first Turkana woman to sit in cabinet. From a humble background in Lokichar, Turkana South Sub-County, Moe, whose net worth is 100 million shillings, laid out her plan to end the marginalization of ASAL regions.
By incorporating them into the bigger plan of the ministry, they will be able to speak from what they know, and they will be able to get better attention and better resolutions to the effect of this drought in a manner that would actually make them cope.
If appointed, she has promised to protect and advance the interests of Kenya in the East African Regional Trade Bloc.
How are you going to handle East African affairs, knowing, and this has come up before, that Kenya is a poor negotiator at the table of trade with its partners?
It will be my role to get into the trade, negotiate with those people, agree, of course, as consulting also with our own farmers on something that we will put on the table as they put theirs. So we agree finally on what the policy that would govern that free trade without disadvantaging any part of the country.
The committee will be retreating to consider the suitability of the nominees as it concludes the vetting process. Safin Achieng Oma, Citizen TV.